Professor D.C. Panigre ji, Shri Manoj Krishna Akhori ji, Professor M.K. Singh, Dr. D.P. Mishra, stalwarts of mining business, alumni of IIT ISM, my colleague from Adani Group, young leaders, the student of IIT ISM, ladies and gentlemen, a very good morning to all of you. In fact, we have prepared a presentation which, after hearing Panigre ji and Mr. A.K. Singh, we decided to postpone it to the next session and speak and have some discussion on some other things. This is the second time I'm there in this session, and I'm really thankful to IIT ISM to invite me for two reasons. I always feel pride of coming here. One, that as I told last time, that 29 years back I actually failed to secure admission in IIT. And then secondly, whenever I come here, I always get an opportunity to learn from the stalwarts of this industry. It is always a learning which helped me to get excited, get encouraged about this industry, which I feel is very bright and is going to have a very good future for all of you who are sitting at the end of this room. And in fact, when I was hearing Professor Panigre, and he was talking with full of zeal and full of confidence and full of passion, few things which I heard you, sir, that all the professors have been working 24/7 all along, and that's the reason why there's a growth of 688% in the publications. 4.33 publication per faculty is definitely a very high number, and you really need to get complimented for getting a recognition internationally, and this is the effort of all the complete team, the complete faculty under your leadership. And I'm sure the way IIT ISM is working, getting into QS 300 and getting into the top university in the world is not going to be too far for IIT ISM. And that actually makes me feel that, when Professor Panigre was addressing, I was realizing that I am among the few in this room who is not the IIT alumni, and actually I am the only one on the dais who is not the IIT alumni. So definitely I really have to work hard with you and Professor Satish to see that I also become the IIT alumni very soon. And considering that I have to show a good sign of a student, two learning which I got from your message, sir. The first one, which is very important, and this is for the students, whenever you work, you need to give a credit to the team, and if there is any mistake, the mistake is because of you for not leading them well. So this is a very good message. We follow this message in our industry, and this is something which you need to learn, which you need to take it from your professor, from your dean. Second message, challenge your belief. And in the complete presentation, and I was actually tempted to talk more about the presentation, but since I have to talk about the industry also, the strong message which came from this presentation was that you have to challenge your belief. Do not get satisfied with your success. And if you have heard him, all the time there was a desire to overpass your own targets only. So don't get satisfied with your success. Target to get more again. And if you keep this as your motto in your life to come, I'm sure all guys are going to have a very bright future. I'm trying to actually not talk about the mining, because I know there are stalwarts of mining here, and it will become difficult for me to address on those things. In fact, I had few discussion with Panigre ji, Professor Om Prakash, and with the faculty, few professors from the faculty yesterday. And what I realized that there is a concern on the future of the industry. And what I believe Mr. M.K. Singh was also rightly saying, that we really need to have a good industry and institute interaction to ensure that there is no gap between what is the expectation of industry and what an institute is giving to their students. And really these three things, the soft skills, having a focus on technology, and having more focus on internship. In fact, even if we discuss about whatever the work is being done by the professors here, I can say that the effort they are putting up is immense. I don't think we can value that in words, in anything else. And as an industry, as a part of industry, I take this as a responsibility or ownership that it is our failure that we are not in position to show our right future to these students. This is our failure that we are not in position to ensure a proper employment for them. And this is because we are not focusing to create the employment in this industry. We are not focusing to create a bench strength in this industry. We are not focusing to create a pipeline for the future. And that's why you see at one point there is a less placement, and the another year there is a surge. And this is happening because we are not in position to focus on our planning part. And when we talk about the future of this industry, let me tell you that I've been always a coal trader since my starting of my career in Adani Group, and I've been serving Adani Group for last 17 years. We have been the largest coal trader for last 11 years, almost 40% market share in imported coal. And we are the top 3 leading coal companies of the world. So you can say that if I give you any numbers, in fact, on the basis of my trading experience, those numbers will come with some authority. And with those numbers, I can tell you that 3 things. One, that we are still having the 63% in the complete pie of the source of power generation, which in our view, which in our internal calculation, will not go down below 50% in next 30-35 years. Second point, that per capita consumption of power in India is still less than 1,000, which is lower than 6,000 in China and 12,000 in developed countries like Russia and US. Considering this, there is going to be an immense requirement of power in years to come. There is going to be immense requirement of coal also to come. That's why I always believe that this business is always going to have a good future. And with the experience of coal trading, when I was offered this position of working with the then CEO mining in our organization and succeeding him along with my responsibility of trading, I realized only 2 things: that this business is actually having a great future, and secondly, it is going to be challenging. And when you say challenging, again a message to all of you guys, that whenever you find a challenge in any industry and in any business, it also comes with a lot of rewards. If you find that there was a lot of interest of the kids at the time when I was doing my undergrad to go for electronics and IT, and I think we all are aware what is the status of IT sector now. What happened at that time, people realized that there is a good positioning, there is a good salary levels, there is a good return in IT, and everyone went to the IT sector. Nobody actually went for the sector like mechanical engineering, mining engineering, and other sectors. Similarly, now we find that mining sector is going to be a challenging sector. If you get into a challenging sector, the chances of rewards are going to be much higher compared to any other industry. So my message to all of you is that you really need to come out and have a confidence in you to say that yes, this is the right industry in which you are, and you are going to succeed if you have a confidence in you, if you have a trust in your education, if you have a trust in the economy of India, if you have a trust in whatever the numbers is being posed by the government of India. If that's so, this is the right place for you to be in. And in fact, we always believe that what you say, it has to come from your heart only. Whatever I'm telling you is not the first time I'm telling to anyone. It is what I was telling to my son also. who is in UBC Canada, where you know that they are the best in the mining sector in terms of QS ranking. They are number one, and I'm also pushing him to choose mining. Though I'm not forcing him to take mining, but I'm pushing him to take mining over mechanical or industrial engineering. So you can understand that it is starting from my house and it is getting into this room now. In fact, when you talk about the failure of industry, the failure of industry is happening because, unlike South Africa, Australia, and many other countries, we are still not having that concern, that urgency, that focus on the future technologies. And I must compliment Mr. M.K. Singh, Professor M.K. Singh, for choosing a right topic, adaptive technologies for sustainable future. This is a need of our now. We really need to work on technologies. We really need to see that these businesses become sustainable. And when we say sustainable, it is not the profit, it is not the viability of the business only. It is that we have to take care of environment, we have to take care of safety, we have to take care of the community also. And in this context only, I would like to tell you that Adani is the largest private MDO. And when we say the largest private MDO, it doesn't mean that we are very big in mining. We are very small, very young in the mining business. But in the MDO business, we have now gathered the capacity with the contractual capacity and the places where we are L1 to 91 million ton per annum. And in that process, we are focusing a lot on the technologies to ensure that we have good image making in environment, in safety parameters, also in the community engagement. And in this process only yesterday at the Sarguja area where we have our mine Parsa, we got two good institute inaugurated, one being the VTC, Vocational Training Center, and second being the Adani Vidya Mandir by the Honorable CM of Chhattisgarh. Now there, we are not going with the objective of doing any investment in CSR. We are going with the objective to ensure that we are in position to engage those communities in a better manner. We are in position to make them employable. We are in position to give them a very bright future. And that's why the amount of support we are getting there in Sarguja is immense. And from the last public hearing which we conducted in September, the response was that 92% people said yes in favor of the new project which we are bringing in that same area, and 8% was only against that. And when we say 92 and 8, the number was 11,000 people came there. Almost 1900 people got opportunity to speak up, and out of 1900, it was a figure of 1700 plus which spoke in the favor of the project. So that gives us a very clear message that we are going in the right direction, and I think there's a need for the Coal India. We have not many guys from BCCL, ECL, WCL and SECL to come forward and talk about the positive of this industry. Tell these guys that yes, this industry, if we go well with technology to improve our image, it is going to have a bright future. And I'm sure with the good efforts which is being done by the institute and a good tie-up between institute and industry, we are going to have a very bright future for all of us. Thank you very much.